I said, he who arriveth lasteth get the first 6 cases of Dom Perignon. Considering there are 6 stations, that's a case each. That's a no-brainer. Who's excited to be cooking today? Who normally cooks at home? Point to that person. No. Ah, right. Okay. And does everyone usually cook plant-based? That's not always the case, so that's why I have to ask. And it's okay if you don't. I've got lots of vegan and vegetarian friends and their partners are not. And so the rule is don't want to, it's about being inclusive versus exclusive, right? And you can always be looking at the coin from either way. And I always say you can either make it a religion or you can just do it your way and eventually they go, oh, that's nice. I didn't know you can do a meringue with chickpea water as a context, you know, aquafaba. So just, yeah, I think we're almost ready to go. Ma'am, did you get cashews? Yes, cashews, great. Okay, we're just boiling. Are we boiling water for everybody? Yes, everyone's got cashews. Okay, we are good and ready to go. Who is excited to make a Rainbow Sweet Potato Casserole? I have to tell you, when I read the recipe, I was like, okay, I'm salivating and I've made myself hungry, considering I haven't had time to get breakfast today. But I just thought, I know you were here yesterday and you were here, front row seats always, but we've got some first-timers, right? Yes? Welcome. Let's give them a round. First time? Fantastic. So, who doesn't know Damian? Be honest. Just raise your pinky, like lightly, just like a light raise. He'll never know. So the thing with Damian, fantastic. Thank you for being honest. The thing with Damian is this. One of the things that when I was having a conversation with him yesterday, and he can attest to this, we literally ran late. What started as 12:30 became a 2 o'clock start. No jokes. And the thing that I always say, it's only when someone's under pressure do you really see their character. And so I really am excited for you to know that he's really passionate about food. He's really, really passionate about mindfulness and consciousness. And without further ado, I'm going to ask you 2 things. One, that you follow him on social media to help him grow his following. And number 2, that you give him a warm welcome for him allowed to explain to you why you've taken your shoes off. Welcome to the show. Thank you, Damian.
Hello, there we go. Welcome everyone, and thank you for coming today. It's really nice to have everyone here in the kitchen and a nice full kitchen. For those that haven't, I'm going to ask if you can just take your shoes off and just put them in the little thingy in the middle. And I just want to start the class with becoming present and understanding why I asked you to take the shoes off, and it's just to really ground and step into the present moment. We're in a world where we're so busy and the process of making food becomes very rushed. And I feel like we lose the act and the understanding that during this process we're actually nourishing ourselves. And in that process it's very important to have a clear mind and really be present in what are you actually going to be putting into your body and really connecting with the food. So for that reason I asked everyone to take their shoes off and really just ground into the moment and breathe. Be here. You're here, remove distractions, we're in this moment, be present. So I'm going to ask everyone just to warm up a bit, so just slightly rub your hands together, just connect with your body and sense the feeling of the heat that you're creating between your hands. Just breathe into it, and then just feel it. Just hold it and feel it. Now that energy that you're feeling between your hands is an energy that while you're cooking, you're putting into your food. So the space of mind that you're at, and it's available throughout your body, and just being present and connecting to that energy, you're really allowed to cook from a space of knowing what your body needs and what it is you would like to do. So if you're following a recipe from that space, you can adapt the recipe to how it is your body's telling you want to do it. If you like garlic, add more garlic. If your body's feeling like it needs more salt today, add a bit more salt. If you're wanting a bit more smokiness, add a bit more paprika. Everything we put into our food has healing properties. So it's really tuning into your body as to, you might not know what they are, but for some reason your body is telling you, I need more of this, I need more of that. So it's really connecting and feeding that and then putting that into your food. I'm also going to just do a little exercise just to get you more into your body so that you can feel the body awareness. And we're going to start on the left ankle, and just start by moving your ankle, rotating your ankle, just getting the body aware and noticing, feeling your joints, just sinking in, listening to your body. What does it feel like? What's my body telling me? Am I sore? Am I relaxed? What's the body saying to you? Allow your body to speak to you. We're then going to move to the left knee, simply just creating movement in the knee, whether it be back and forth, rotating it, play around with it. I'm going to come stand here in front. And then we're going to move to the left hip. However that may be for you, rotating it, keeping it down, whatever your body's capable of doing, just really connecting in and grounding into your body. Then going to do the left wrist. So what we are doing here is we're stimulating our 13 joints and really becoming aware of our body and what it is we are actually, our vessel is, and how we're feeling, really understanding from a mental space where our body is today. We're going to do our left elbow. We're going to do our left shoulder. Now I just want you to stand and just sense the difference between your left and your right. Can you feel it? Is there any feedback? More open. There we go. We're then going to do our seventh joint, which is our spine. So however that may be it be rotating, just moving your spine, getting that moving. And then switch over to the right shoulder. A little bit of mindfulness. For me personally, I find when I really do some sort of movement, whether it be just putting on a 5-minute song and having a little dance, move over to your right elbow, having a little dance, I just find I create a lot better as well. It's like something happens within my body that I just get from a space where creativity flows and I really understand what it is I'm making. And the food tastes a lot different. Let's go to our right wrist. And you tend to, I don't know, find like the space that you're creating, I've done it once. I've actually experimented with it, where I did a little movement class. I cooked once before a movement class, and I really felt like I was creatively blocked. Then going to go to our right hip. And then I did a movement class, and after the class, I went and cooked again, and I felt like there was no doubt. There was that thing of like, oh, what am I going to make today, what to do? It disappeared. And I just came up with the most creative dishes after moving my body and really just becoming into my body and sinking completely in. Let's do our right knees. Perfect. Okay, and then lastly, we're going to do our right ankle. Again, just take a moment to notice the difference from what you felt when you started. And just sink in. And we're here. We've arrived. We're good to go. Righty, everyone.
Well
Thank you
done.
so much.
Give you a round. Well done.
For the little bit of movement and just understanding your body. And now we can cook from a space of groundedness, really being present and just in tune with our body and calm, removing all the chaos, all the distraction. So today we're going to be making the sweet potato and tofu casserole. So on your plate, you'll have sweet potato scallions. You've got purple sweet potatoes, and then you've got orange sweet potatoes. You've got a little block of smoked tofu. You've then got some cut up black olives. In the spices, you've got some dried rosemary and some paprika. You've then got some crushed garlic. So that will all be for your sweet potato casserole. And then you've also got for your cashew mayo, which we'll be making once we've got our potato in the oven. You've then got your soaked cashews. So the cashews have been soaked overnight. Ideally, we prefer them to be soaked at least a minimum of an hour. I say the longer the better. You also get not only for digestive and healing purposes, but also for the actual consistency and the end product of your cashew mayo. I find if you soak it a bit longer, you get a lot creamier product. Then in here, you've got your apple cider vinegar and your maple syrup. Then in this one, you've got your garlic clove and your Dijon mustard. And then in this one, you've got your onion and your garlic powder. Alrighty, and then you've got on your station, you'll see you've got two oils, the avocado and the olive oil. So just when using the oils, just make sure you're using the right one. We're going to use the avocado oil for the cashew mayo because it's some neutral flavor and you're not going to get that bitterness within your mayo. And then we'll use the olive oil for the sweet potato casserole. Alrighty, so let's get started. I just wanted to show you guys, you'll see your tofu is already sliced in the little ramekins. So just to show you guys how we went about slicing it before we start. I took a block of tofu that I then just simply cut into quarters.
What is happening?
So you got a quarter, and then each quarter we sliced into thin slices to get your little thin squares that we'll then use to stack the rosemary casserole. The same then with regards to the potatoes. So when it comes to the sweet potato, if you have a mandolin at home, it's always nice, keeping the mandolin going. But otherwise, I see they have peeled the potatoes here, but it's really nice if you do have organic potatoes, give them a good wash and then keep the skin on. There's nutritional value in the skin as well, so let's use the whole product. With regards to the potato, again, if you have a mandolin, slice it on a mandolin, it's quite nice. The reason why I use a mandolin is because for baking purposes, if your potatoes are evenly sliced, you get an even bake throughout, and then you know, okay, 45 minutes, the entire dish is cooked. If you have uneven slices, then it's quite tricky. It's like the one might be cooked, you might end up with some raw pieces. So ideally, if you're going to do it by hand, again, it does take a bit of time, but that's why we do the mindfulness and make your food a meditation. Make the cooking process something that calms you down, slows you down, and it's really just connecting and trying to get every slice ideally the same, just so that we have a utilized, uniform, even slice. Cool, so let's get started. So in your little bowls, I'm going to ask you to just, what you can do, instead of taking the utensils out, use the Le Creuset pots, and then you'll just mix in the pots. The little pots on the side. You're then going to, in that pot, you're going to pop in your potato scallions.
I'll see you there.
So you're going to throw your potato scallions into the bowl.
Not beyond.
And then you're going to add all the other ingredients that are on the plate except the tofu. So yeah, you can put all your mix the orange and the sweet and the yellow. The orange and the purple, sorry. There we go. Not yellow. And then to that we are going to add our olives, the chopped up olives, our garlic,
Famous people, pretty much. Yeah, doing that type of thing. So I prefer doing that. So yeah, I do product development and product shaping. That's my 2 areas of expertise.
and our spices. And then you can grab some of the olive oil and we're simply going to give it a little drizzle with olive oil. Go for it. Just drizzle it. You want it to be decently covered because that's the only moisture that's going to be in the thing. We'll put a little bit of liquid in the bottom of the tray, just to give it some moisture. And then you're going to mix everything. You essentially want all your little scallions to be marinated in the spice and have a little bit of the olives all mixed thoroughly in between, kind of like an even coating.
Yeah, teens and early 20s. As soon as you start
Cool.
like early 20s, you're on the other end of the scale.
Everyone good? I'm going to come look, see if we have enough olive oil. You can put a little bit more. Yeah. Perfect. You can put a little bit more olive oil. You can also add a little bit more olive oil. Perfect. What you guys can also do, there's some salt and pepper on your stations. You're welcome to season it with salt and pepper as well. Perfect. Just a little drizzle of olive oil. I know you got it. Cool, guys. So yeah, just sprinkle, drizzle, not sprinkle, grind a little bit of salt and pepper on. I'm going to come use some of yours because I don't have one. May I use some of your salt and pepper? Thank you. Cool. And then now we're going to get our hands dirty, and it's really also connecting with the food. I believe we need to get our hands dirty in the cooking process. It really connects us to what we're eating and what we are making. So we're now going to assemble the little casserole. You'll see you've got a little Racrusset Pyrex dish looking like this in front of you. So what we're going to do is, you'll see in the picture, on the recipe card, I assembled it in a circle, but you can do it in a rectangular dish, and all we're going to do is going to do 2 straight lines, assembled like, we're going to stack it like that. So I'll show you now how we're going to do that. I'm just quickly going to slice my tofu finished, and then we kind of get started with that. Cool. So yeah, I just want to quickly slice some tofu, and then we'll get going.
What do you need?
Perfect. Alrighty, so now you're just going to arrange this. You're basically just going to stack the scallion potatoes and in between mix it. So it's really, I look at it as a meditation and really creating geometry, if you want to say, and just being artistic. Just go with the flow. It doesn't have to be order. I like to alternate orange and purple, and then every now and then add a slice of tofu, and you're essentially just going to start stacking it. So stacking some potatoes, then we're going to add a bit of tofu in between every couple of slices, trying to get an even ratio. And like I said, there's no right, there's no wrong. You do what you do, what you feel comfortable, how you feel you can be creative with it, and just have fun. It's a moment of connecting with the food. You can then slowly but surely start slicing them in, and then just stacking them lengthways along the Pyrex dish. Is there any questions from anyone, or how's everyone feeling? Enjoying it?
I think they're
Really,
in awe. You've loosened up all their joints.
Look, they're very
They're all
silent.
loose and silent.
They're in the moment. I love it.
Absolutely and present, which is awesome.
I love it. I love it.
I must be honest, I'm getting hungry. So if anyone feels the compelling need to share food at the end and desperately in need of volunteers, I can find you one. I have to tell you, it looks absolutely delicious.
Perfect.
You know what's great about this recipe as well? Does anyone have kids?
Get them involved.
Get them involved. Absolutely, because what happens is they feel like they made the meal, and all of a sudden I have friends who intentionally make sure that her kids cook with her 3 times a week. And she says what that causes them to do is to appreciate the food, the time mom made, the time mom had to do and to prepare, versus
Mommy, is the food ready? No, the food's not ready, son.
So when they get involved, they really become grateful. And that's also consciousness and mindfulness.
Definitely, and I
Just
also
around
find
that space.
they become less fussy almost because they've prepared it. So now,
Yeah.
I want to try it. I want to eat it.
Yeah.
I was involved.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Also, you'll notice sometimes the olives are chilling at the bottom of the bowl. Just grab them over, sprinkle them over. Don't waste anything. Don't leave anything behind.
I have a question.
Ask me.
Does it matter what kind of tofu you use? And number 2, does it matter what kind of olives you use?
No, not at all. Like I said, it's really being able to be creative with it. So yeah, we've got a smoked tofu. If you're not wanting that smokiness, go for plain tofu and marinate it how you want. Or if you just want the subtleness of the plain tofu and then the flavoring of the rest of the potato that they marinated in to power, then you can do that as well. You can also change that, if you want a lemon and herb infused tofu, you can buy lemon and herb tofu as well. Really play around with it. It doesn't really make much of a difference.
Cool.
Yeah. And then the olives, the same thing. You can use whatever olives you prefer. If you're not really a black
Just
olive kind of
pitted.
person, yeah, just keep the pits out.
Yes.
We don't want to lose a tooth in the process of eating. But I believe when we tap into that space of mindfulness, I think the common sense and the logic kicks in too.
I agree. I agree. I'm pushing the boundary by asking this. You can
Yes.
say no, Björn. But say someone goes I love mushrooms.
Yes.
Could I add mushrooms in there?
Go for it. Add some mushrooms. If you want to add some caramelized onion, add some caramelized onion to it. Really, this is just
Coriander.
the base. go for it. Spice
Okay.
it up. Play
Got it.
around. That's what I'm saying. The whole thing about the mindfulness is really tapping to what your body wants and how you want to be creative. This is a creative expression. For those that are done and have assembled their little stacks, you'll see on the stations on your right, there is foil. So you can just wrap it in foil. I'm going to ask Bjorn to send around this marker on my sleeve.
Sure.
And then just pop your name on it, and we're going to pop it in the oven. Because it might not be done by the end of the dem, but then we can just always come back and collect it.
You can share the foil. Please write your full name. Don't go like D or like Deb. Because if there's like two Debs, you're like, well, I have to open your food. So your full name would be great. If you're not ready, there's lots of, we're sharing foil, so.
Yes, we are indeed. Sharing is caring. Also a mindful act. So yeah, if all the olives are at the bottom of your bowl, at the end, once you've stacked them all up, just scrape them all out and sprinkle them over the top. And you should be good to go. I see all of mine are sitting at the bottom. Yeah, we're just going to cover... Oh, wait. Before we do, I'm going to send around a kettle. You can just put... No, that's for the mayo. If you want to wipe your hands, you can. If you want more paper towel, you can come wash your hands here up front. And then there is some paper towel for you to dry. Yeah, so I'm just going to come by and then we can just put a little bit of water. It's just to create some moisture so that it can steam and it doesn't take too long to cook. It's literally just a drizzle. It's literally just a little drop. Cool, and then you can put the foil on and then just write your name with the marker. Can I put a little...
If you're ready.
Perfect. Yeah, I like that. You see it. We're savoring all the flavors. I love it. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to do the same for you guys. And then...
I was rubbing my toe in that, but okay.
Sorry.
That's okay.
But yeah, you can just swish it out and then put that water in here. So we have a bit of water to steam the potatoes while they're cooking. Can I put a little bit of water here for you? I'm going to put it in the pot as well so you can grab all the sauce. So you're just going to get all the oils in and then you're going to pour that water over that. Just so that there's some water in the bottom of the dish to steam the... I'll do the same for you.
Thank you.
Savor all the flavors. Yeah, just so there's some moisture to steam. Perfect. Yeah, that's fine. That's all good.
Who's got the... Oh, you've got the marker, sorry. No, it's all good. Just checking where it went to.
Okay, I'm just quickly going to finish mine up. If you guys are done, you're welcome to come through and then just slot it in the oven here behind me and then we'll get that going. It takes about 45 minutes to bake. We're going to do 30 minutes with the foil on and then we'll ideally remove the foil, but we'll figure it out how to keep your names without...
Are we going to keep the foil on?
Yeah, we'll keep it on for 30 minutes and then we'll take it off, but what I'll do then is I'll just put your dish on top of your foil with your name. Perfect.
Does anyone need foil? Are you winning? Ah, someone who's clever and knows that the shiny
Perfect.
side always is down.
You can go
Yes. Well done, overachievers.
in, slot it in there.
Why? It's because of the reflection. So the mat goes on the top. Ah, copycat class. There you go.
Was that a TikTok trend, Bjorn?
No. I
Common
think,
sense.
I think Auntie Jenny taught me that actually.
Oh, it's all good. I'll just remember
Yeah.
yours. Yeah, the other one, there's only one other tray. They've got their name on it.
Also, just from over the years, from running a bistro and a catering company,
Oh,
you know, in training.
not just a pretty face.
Thank you. You do need to know something about food in order to be emceeing at a food event.
Perfect. Cool.
Right. Who's got the marker?
Awesome.
Sorry.
There it is there. Awesome.
Oh, you've got it. Sorry.
Perfect.
While we're busy loading here, for those of you that actually purchased a ticket,
Perfect. Pleasure, pleasure.
so I think it's the two of you. I think you posted a ticket. No, you were invited. Yes, you purchased a ticket. You can take your purchase ticket to Longridge Wine Farm in Somerset West, and you can go and get a free wine tasting today. So yes, as long as you purchase your ticket, just show them the purchase ticket, and you can enjoy it, or give it to someone and they can go. It's available. Pleasure.
Perfect. Alrighty, so there we go. I think that we've got that. We are now going to move over to the blenders, and if I'm not mistaken, I believe the measuring cups are on this side of the kitchen. So as we're going, we're going to measure on this side, and then we'll pass the measuring cups over to this side of the kitchen. Cool, so we're going to move over to our cashew mayo, and it is pretty simple. Pretty straightforward, I believe. I think, like I said, the most important thing is just making sure your cashews are soaked, and that allows you to get a really, really, really creamy end product that is just ultimate goodness, I believe. Cool. So into your blender. Everyone coming right? Cool. You can add your cashews to your blender. We're then going to add the apple cider vinegar and maple syrup. Bit of sweetness. We're then going to add our Dijon mustard and garlic. There should be a little spoon in there, or use the end of the fork. Let's improvise. Make it work.
What are you adding now?
Dijon mustard and the garlic clove is going in. You'll see the recipe calls for nutritional yeast, which they didn't have for us. But that just gives it a bit of a
Cheesy flavor.
cheesiness, and is
Yeah.
I like to call it I call it the vegan crack.
Oh.
Really, really good.
Can we call it the vegan speciality, maybe?
And then then you can put the onion powder, everything in. So you're
Yes,
putting all the
yes,
ingredients
yes.
you have left on your station in.
I'm stealing your carrot.
Into the thing, and then the recipe calls for a quarter cup of avocado oil. So please make sure you grab the avocado oil
1 second.
and not,
Throw that in.
quarter cup, and not the olive oil, because you will have a very bitter mayo that is not going to be very pleasant. The avocado. Yeah, the green one with the green top. Yeah, quarter cup of that. It's going to come from this side. So this kitchen is using first, and then we'll take it over. I don't know why the kettle is not boiling.
Oh, the quarter cup measures here. Here we go.
Cool.
We're going
what
from
am I-
left to right, back to forward, and everything in between. Got it? Oh,
Cool,
you're
and
kneading
then
as
the
well.
only thing we're going to add to that is a quarter cup of hot water. So I'm just waiting for the kettle to boil, and then we'll get that started. What I might actually do is...
As much as you like.
wing it.
A
The
quarter-
olive oil
a
just
quarter
gives
cup
it...
as much as you like.
Yeah. Perfect. Cool. I'm going to quickly come grab a measuring cup, just for my sake.
Devin, I have a question. So
Yes.
I believe that garlic was created for natural immune boosting. So like
Yes.
I couldn't do one, I do like 5.
I'm the same.
Oh, great.
Having a European background and
Love
being
that.
Portuguese,
Yeah,
I
yes,
think
my dad's
when
Italian.
the recipe says one, I say a whole clove. Let's
Oh,
a
great,
whole
we're on
head
the
of
same
garlic.
page.
Let's go. And that's really what it's all about. Yes. You can season some salt and pepper if you want. And then I'm going to bring the hot water now for you guys. Yeah. I'm just waiting for the kettle to boil, which I'm having an issue with. It is not boiling. So when yes.
Is this a quarter cup measurement or is it too much?
Yeah, no, fill the whole thing up. Yeah.
Ah, we thought so.
Fill him up. I'm then just going to quickly grab a pot because the kettle is not working. Oh, wait, there we go. It's doing something. Okay, we've got a kettle going. Cool. Then I'll bring the hot water through. Then what we're going to do is we're going to add hot water. We're then going to blend it. You might notice that it doesn't want to actually blend, like it might be a bit chunky. What I then do is I add a tablespoon of hot water at a time just to get the consistency because you don't want to make it too runny. Otherwise, it loses that creamy mayo feel. And also something to know about this mayo is when you put it in the fridge, because it's a fat and it's cashew, it does harden a bit. So it won't separate and it does harden. And keep it in a closed jar. Don't keep it in an open container because it does form a skin as well. That will make it like chunky and bitty.
So when you take it out, just give it a whisk.
Give it in the fridge, from the fridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it's closed, it shouldn't form that skin. But
Okay.
if you have left it open, just give it a whisk and
Cool.
it should be all good.
Happy days.
Just waiting for the kettle to boil. I thought it had boiled a while ago, but we are getting there.
Should we try with the pot of water?
I've tried, but there isn't another pot. Let me just see. What I might do is I might just rinse one of these pots and go because the Snappy Chef is going to be faster. Yeah, perfect. Let me just give it a rinse. Perfect. Perfect. Cool. I'm gonna ask you guys to just put your Snappy Chef on high for me, just so that it up it, so we can get boiling quick. Cool. It should start boiling quick. I think the kettle might be done. I'm not too sure.
This actually boils faster discovered
Than that, is it? Interesting.
the nature of the pot.
Oh, is it?
Works better with
Okay.
fire than
With the induction. Interesting. Cool. Once we have water, we'll just blend. Sorry for the wait now. But yeah, then we're gonna have a cashew mayo, and then you'll have little Tupperwares. There'll be like little white containers. You can then just split the cashew mayo between the containers. Yeah. And then that is basically just to serve with the potato dish. It's also nice to just have in your fridge as a little add-on to any dish. And because of being cashew, it's like very nutritionally dense. It's got your proteins, your fats, all the healthy things the body needs. And there is no guilty consciousness when eating some mayo. So yeah. Perfect. Oh, is that hot water? Oh, awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cool. Yeah, we've got some hot water. Great stuff. Cool. I'm going to come around. Everyone can just take a quarter cup. Are the cups on this side at the moment? Do you guys have the cup?
Who's
Did
got the
I had
little
the cup.
quarter cup?
I had the cup. What did I do with the cup?
Okay.
No?
Oh, damn it, here.
Cool. Here we go. Let's do yours first. Perfect. Cool. Once you've added your quarter cup, you can pop it on the blender, put the blender on high speed, and then give it a blend until it's smooth. If you notice it's struggling first, allow it to have quarter cup. Quarter cup, boiling water, yeah. The hot water also just helps with the consistency, and it also helps emulsify everything. Perfect. There we go. Sorry. I was going to come around, but I think that's a smart idea. Then you want to put your thing on a high speed and try get it as smooth. If you notice it's struggling to blend, just use your spatulas just to loosen it a bit from the sides and allow it to go for quite some time. Also keep tasting once you're blending, and then you'll also notice you might need to add some salt, and then just taste and season. Excuse me.
May you have many more?
Many, many more. Don't know if I want many more, but thank you.
May you have many happy ones.
There we go. I
Yeah?
like that one. I like
There
that
we
one.
go. Damian, so how long does this go for? Are we talking like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes,
We can
5?
go. Actually, you just want it to be smooth. So there we go. I've gone mine. It's quite smooth. It's going to be
Wow.
like glossy and silky on the inside.
Yeah.
Again, just taste it before you take it out the blender. Make sure you don't want to add any seasoning. Taste it for salt. It might feel like it's missing something today, and if that's what it is, just know it's that nutritional yeast that gives it all the cheesy goodness. I need to add some salt to mine. I've got some salt here.
Damian, comment over here.
Yes.
Lady can't believe how simple this is to make.
Simple.
Is the important thing around cashews, because I don't know if it's on the recipe, I can't
Yes.
recall. Do you soak them over in water overnight?
Soak them over water. If you notice you've forgotten to soak them,
Yeah.
hot water. Soak them in hot water for at least an hour, and that will make it a lot quicker.
Okay. Is that because it makes it creamier or just easy to work with?
So it makes it creamier, but also it bulks up. Like you'll notice the cashews actually soak.
Yes.
So they're hydrated, they're not dry anymore,
got it.
allowing it to be a lot more creamier.
Okay, fantastic. Oh, amazing. Well done.
Perfect.
That's it. The thing with this, Damian can attest to it, is that you can, if you don't add the salt and garlic, you can go sweet with it.
Yes, you
so
could.
you add maple syrup and you can add some cinnamon.
Yeah, you can
and-
go everything. Like you can play around with it. It's also, cashews for me is, I always look at it as the cream alternative
Yes.
in plant-based cooking. So if ever a recipe that I'm following or I want to remake a non-plant-based recipe and turn it plant-based and it has calls for cream or anything, make cashew cream. Soak your cashews, blend it with some water. Also, it thickens like cream when you cook it. So when you heat
Yeah.
cashew, it
Yeah.
thickens. And I think that's also what happens in the blender. Obviously, you'll notice if you feel your blender,
It's a bit warm.
it is a bit warm. And
Yeah.
that also helps thicken up the cashew mayo as well.
Awesome.
Perfect. Alrighty.
Yes, you will. It will
Yeah.
take a while longer, but yep,
Yeah. Perfect.
it's good, eh?
Alrighty, guys. So that is basically us. Our potatoes are in the oven. They are going to take a bit longer, but what we'll do is then we'll just keep them in the oven, keep an eye on them, and then you can just come back and collect them. I'm just going to ask that you take your little takeaway dishes with you, so that when we do come collect them, we can just dish them out into that, and then that'll be all good. I just want to make sure each station has 2 of them, right? The little...
All right. Guys, just to give you a practical time, Damian, how long will that still take?
We're looking at probably about another, let's say 45 minutes just to be safe.
Okay, so
and
if
then-
45 minutes, no, because we're going to be having the other show happen.
Perfect.
So what we'll do is we'll put it off,
Yes, and then
because that show starts at, I'll tell you now, sorry, I just had a quick squiz. So we've got a show at 12:30 in the next hour. I think they estimated this is going to take a bit longer.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you want them to come back at 12:15, they're going to be getting ready for the,
For the
next,
next one. Perfect.
So we're going to have to do it after that.
Perfect.
So
That's all
my thought to give them, that one will probably, because she's going to do a vegan poke bowl. I mean,
Perfect.
she'll be done at like 1:15. So
Yeah,
if they
perfect.
come back at 1:15.
Perfect, 100%. And if I will keep an eye on it. So if it is done before, I'll ask them to announce, and then we will just get you guys to come through. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
perfect.
fine.
We'll keep it aside. Not a problem.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much, everybody, for
Great.
attending.
Guys, give yourselves a round of applause and let's thank Damian.
Woo! Thank you, guys, and I hope you enjoy it. And then try not finish your mayo before your potatoes. I know it's very tempting, and I'm sure there's lots of goodies in the market to dip the mayo with.
Fantastic.
But have an awesome day, and thank you for
Great.
cooking
And remember
with
to
me.
follow Damian Jardim on social media. Thanks.